Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a meta theory, so it doesn't have to do with lore per se. It's just been an idea that I've had for quite a while that I've never put into video format yet. But today we're going to rectify that. I'm going to make it a video so I can share it with you guys. So the theory is, I believe that Koala Kong was supposed to be in the original Crash Team Racing back in 1999, and they removed him for some reason. So if you're new to the channel, I release Crash Bandicoot content every week. Generally on Saturdays, sometimes it's Sundays, so I just like to say it's a weekend release. That way I don't have people waiting for it to come out on Saturday, and then it actually comes out on Sunday. Usually we talk about Crash Bandicoot lore and theories. Occasionally I'll debunk some other people's theories. We also discuss news in the Crash Bandicoot series, upcoming games like Wumpa League, and occasionally I'll talk about Spyro, but mostly this is Crash content. So if that's something that you're interested in, maybe consider subscribing. With that said, let's just jump into the meat and potatoes of the theory, and here we go. Crash Team Racing came out in 1999. It was Naughty Dog's final installment with the Crash Bandicoot series, so you could say their swan song. And they really catered to the fans. They brought back almost all of their characters. They expanded on the lore by adding nitrous oxide and aliens. And there was just plenty of references to the older games. It felt like an anniversary game, despite the fact that it wasn't an anniversary game. It was just Naughty Dog putting a nice bow on top of the present that is the Crash Bandicoot franchise. So the theory goes that this is Naughty Dog's final game, so they wanted to represent their original Crash game. Shout out to Crash Mania. You can see the watermark on Cortex's head there. So Crash Bandicoot 1's bosses were Papu Papu, Ripperoo, Koala Kong, Pinstripe, Dr. N.brio, and Dr. Cortex. And then if you look at the bosses in Crash Team Racing, not including Oxide because he's new to the franchise, you have Ripperoo, Papu Papu, Komodo Joe, and Pinstripe. So yes, I hear you say, well, N.brio wasn't in the game either. However, if you look in the manual for the original Crash Team Racing, the potions, as I used to call them, were actually called N.brio's beakers. So I think Brio himself was also supposed to be in the game, but for whatever reason, due to time constraints, he was removed as well, but they kept his potions in. So how does this connect back to Koala Kong besides similar bosses? We have Koala Kong here. In the first game, he was depicted as a big muscle-bound brute, and you fought him in a cave-like setting with minecarts. Does that sound familiar to anybody? That's right. The character that replaced Koala Kong in the lineup of boss characters is Komodo Joe. And Komodo Joe's level happens to be a cave-like structure, dragon mines, so it's a mining area. So it's deep underground, and it has minecarts, just like Koala Kong's boss fight. So I think somewhere in development, they decided to swap Koala Kong out for Komodo Joe. Why? I have no idea. While researching, I found that Polar and Purah were originally supposed to be in one cart together, and that Komodo Mo was also supposed to be in the game, and that was taken in early 1999. And I also looked at the beta version from August of 1999, so I couldn't go back any further than that. And again, this is all speculation. But it seems like to me that the original plans for the final Naughty Dog Crash game were to have all of the original bosses from Crash Bandicoot 1 represented. But then, for whatever reason, they took Koala Kong out and put Komodo Joe in. Komodo Joe's aesthetic is Middle Eastern, from his weapons and his clothing and his boss battle arena in Crash Bandicoot 2. So to me, it would have made more sense to have like a Middle Eastern style level for Komodo Joe in Crash Team Racing, but instead they gave him a mine level, which is more closely representative of Koala Kong. So anyway, everybody, that's the end of my theory. Let me know what you think in the comments section. If you made it this far, let's post this in the comments section. Koala Gone. G-O-N-E, because Koala Kong is gone from Crash Team Racing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Have a great night.